There was one part of the casting that I was specifically really interested to find out how they were going to handle the... Hello fellow Ozians, I'm the Louisiana Quadling, a Wizard of Oz collector and enthusiast, sharing with you my thoughts, my collection, and a little bit of my musical talent with all of you. And welcome to my channel. Today, we are talking about a brand new audiobook that is a sequel to the wonderful Wizard of Oz, The Marvelous Land of Oz. Now, full disclosure, this lovely CD was sent to me specifically for me to review in a video, and this is a fulfillment of that. The CD comes cased in a standard jewel case, with John R. Neal's illustrations on the cover and interior. The booklet details how the CD was recorded and released by Joe Cascade. This audiobook is a complete reading of The Marvelous Land of Oz by L. Frank Baum. This CD runs for about 4 hours, which is about a half hour longer than their reading of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And just like the previous audiobook for The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, this one includes most of the same cast from the Toronto Civic Light Opera, reprising most of the same roles. I remember most of those voices from the first CD, so it was really nice to have that continuity between the two books with the same voices. There was one part of the casting that I was specifically really interested to find out how they were going to handle the situation of Tip transforming back into Ozma. Was Joe Cascade going to use one actor and have them voice both characters, or was he going to use two different actors to voice the two different characters? Well, Joe Cascade decided to use two different voices to voice Tip and Ozma, and I actually am completely on board with this, because they are two separate characters. Ozma is under an enchantment. Tip is not technically Ozma. And I thought it really showed the difference between the two characters very well, having two different voices, and I really liked having that because it just made that transformation even more of a transformation because we were able to hear it on the CD. And continuing from the previous CD, this one also includes a wide variety of musical tracks from very well-known classical pieces. For some reason, when I was listening to this one, I felt like the music made it feel very American, even though most of the selections, if not all of, almost all of them, are not written by American composers. I don't know what I was thinking there. It's probably just because I'm really familiar with the selections that he used for this one and for The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I don't know. It's probably just because it felt familiar to me, and it just reminded me a lot of my childhood of growing up with classical music, and I really liked it. Just like the first one, yes, I liked it. The special sound effects that were used in this CD were also kind of different from how they were used in the previous one, and I think that's really just based off of how the Wizard of Oz and the Land of Oz are really two different things that do different things. I'll explain. The Marvelous Land of Oz is so obviously heavily influenced by the original 1903 Broadway musical of The Wizard of Oz. From all the different elements that are here, that it's just very different. With this CD, as an example, for a lot of the puns that the Wogglebug makes, he's added audience reactions to them, which really gives that whole thing the sort of feeling of it being a play. And it just adds a whole new dimension to this thing once the Wogglebug gets introduced. It was really interesting when that switch happened in the audiobook, and it was like, wow, this really does feel like Baum is writing for this to be a play. And the tracks are divided up by the chapters of the original book, and each track does not start with the narrator announcing that this is chapter 7, whatever, in the title, and that doesn't happen here. I really like this decision, just like in The Wizard of Oz. It keeps the momentum of the story going. We don't get this start-stop sort of thing happening. Really liked it. I tried listening to this CD all in one go on the same day, and terribly failed. I had way too much going on that day. Thought I could do it. Didn't happen. I got about like 3/4 of the way through it, and then finished that last fourth on the next day. And that doesn't mean it's a bad CD. This is a really good CD, and it's a very entertaining CD to listen to, that's for sure. And where can you purchase this CD? I have provided a link down below to Joe Cascade's website, where you can order the CD directly from him. Now, this is not the only 2 that are going to get produced by Joe Cascade. There is another one that will be coming out, I believe, early 2023, and that is Ozma of Oz. Really, really looking forward to hearing that one. Do you listen to audiobooks? Comment down below. I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Cascade for sending this CD my way. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. New videos are posted every 2 weeks on the 15th and last day of each month. And if that doesn't satisfy your appetite for Oz, follow the link in the description to ozclub.org and join the International Wizard of Oz Club. Until next time, bye y'all.